Hello and welcome to this week's installment of Amplify Your Business with me, Odette Debunking. I am the Managing Director of Amplify Business Coaching and Consulting, and I am the founder of the Business with Altitude Summit, which focuses primarily on helping businesses and organizations grow through creating a competitive advantage with customer experience. Today, I'd like to chat about the common myths around customer experience, what it is, what people think it is, and sort of the things that we believe that are completely not true. The first myth is that customer experience is the same as customer service, and that is simply just not the truth. When I run workshops or when I do trainings, and even during the summit, I do a this or that game. And one of the games, and in this game, we talk about, is this customer experience or customer service? And the common misconception is that customer experience means that you show up and you smile, or it's exactly the same as customer service. And that's just not true. Customer service is one interaction with the client. And yes, you should be smiling, but that's not what creates the experience. Customer experience is the entire experience that a customer or potential customer has with your organization. It does not start when they pay you. It starts when they become aware of you. So customer experience looks at the end-to-end journey that a customer has with an organization, with a brand. Customer experience includes pre-sales events. It includes your branding that happens before the customer even becomes aware of the fact that they need you. It's the language that you use. It's the way that your team shows up. It's the DNA of the organization. It includes the values. Customer experience is so much more than simply customer service. It's so much more. So I'd love for you to comment, #replay, if you are watching the replay of this. And if you have any questions, obviously pop them in the chat box and in the comment section, and I'd love to answer your questions. But that is the first and foremost thing that we need to clarify. Customer experience is not customer service. And just because you're smiling does not mean that you are delivering a customer experience, or even a good one for that matter. The next myth is a very common one. You can't please everyone. Now, it's completely true that you cannot please everyone, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't strive to provide a positive or a memorable customer experience. So when you focus on creating a memorable experience that creates positive memories, then it's no longer about pleasing everyone. It's about meeting the majority of the needs for your customers. When we talk about customer experience, it's important for us to know who we are talking to. Who are our customers? Who are these people that we'd like to sell to? And I always talk about going on a customer safari. Go and scope them out. Go get your binoculars, go see what they like, see what they struggle with. What are the things that drives them insane? And then go and see if you can fix that problem. Go and see if you can create something that eases the process for them. One of my mentors always says that the size of your income is directly related to the size of the problem that you solve. So obviously, the bigger the problem you solve for your customers, the more they will pay you. And if you do it in such a way that they actually can't help but talk about you, well, now that is what customer experience is all about, right? We want to create raving fans. And the reason we want to create raving fans is because someone who's a raving fan doesn't need to be prompted to talk about your business. They will talk about your business all the time to everyone who's willing to listen. And while marketing is important, and we have to do marketing, and we've got a couple of marketing experts on this podcast quite often that we host, the reality is the best kind of marketing is word of mouth marketing, social proof. And when your customers start talking about your business, about the experience that you deliver, about how you transform their lives, about a problem that you've solved for them, real people, that's when people start buying from you without having seen your ad, without having been aware of your billboard, without having seen your email sequence. It's about creating raving fans. And you can only do that if you've created a memorable, positive experience by solving a problem for them. The third myth is that customer experience is expensive. And this myth comes from places like the Ritz-Carlton, which is all about luxury, right? If you go to the Ritz, you are in the lap of luxury and they spend no expense. In fact, their teams are equipped with a dollar value per day that they can use to help solve a problem, ease a friction or a frustration for a customer. If something's gone wrong, they could use that money to go and fix the thing. So that's why we think that customer experience is expensive. The reality is that not every business is the Ritz-Carlton, and not every business delivers the Ritz-Carlton experience. So if you are a mom and pop bed and breakfast that wants to create a cozy, homey environment for weary travelers, then your purpose and the experience that you deliver will be different to that the Ritz-Carlton delivers, because the Ritz-Carlton delivers a luxurious experience and you will pay for that experience. That makes absolute sense. But for a mom and pop bed and breakfast who wants to create a warm, homely experience, you don't do what they've done. Yes, you solve problems for them, but you pay more attention to creating a warm, welcoming environment. You will perhaps in the winter, you'll have the fireplace going and you'll have comfy couches for people to sit on. And you'll have dinner tables where everyone gets together to build community and we sit and we have dinner together. That is very different from the experience that you get at the Ritz-Carlton. So at this point, I want to encourage you to think about who it is you're serving and what problem it is you're solving for them, and how your experience could be made memorable. Because a memorable experience is not a one-size-fits-all. You do not create an experience that you copy and paste to every single business. Every single service-based business will not have the same experience. If they've honestly thought about it, it will be a different experience. And it will be memorable because we are all unique. And what sits at the heart of the experience is the DNA of the founder, is the DNA of the business, and is the DNA of the people. The DNA, my business philosophy, my business values are different to those of other coaches, of other consultants, of other people who are in the service-based space. Therefore, the experience that I deliver is different to the experiences that they deliver. Now, it's not they're better, I'm better, good, bad. It's not about that. It's about an experience that matches and aligns to my values, to the goals that I'd like to achieve, and to the customers that I want to serve and the problems that I solve. So experience, A, is not expensive. It's about being intentional about how we deliver an experience. And B is not one size fits all. That's why we are a consulting business, because you can't say, oh, this insurance company does it this way, therefore we all have to do it that way. That's not how it works, because the DNA of each organization is different. And it's important to align your DNA with the experience that you deliver. The next myth is probably my biggest bugbears, and it's that customer experience is only for big corporate organizations. Now, this one I want to debunk straight out the water, because customer experience is for anyone who is selling anything, or who is trying to create a community around anything, or who is trying to get people on their bandwagon, whatever that bandwagon is. I work with coaches, I work with consultants, I work with accountants, I work with insurers, I work with churches, I've worked with product-based businesses, I've worked with organizations that are in the food and beverage industry. Customer experience is for every single organization or group of people who want to bring someone along a journey to either join their team or join their business or spend their money with them, or come and join a community and become part of something bigger. Customer experience is for every single one of those organizations. There is not an organization that does not need customer experience. Now, what you call it may be different. But Shakespeare said it so well, a rose by any other name would still be a rose. Customer experience by any other name would still be customer experience. So client experience, customer experience, congregation experience, member experience, it doesn't matter what you call it. What matters is the emotion that you try to evoke by delivering deliberate experiences so that those people that you've delivered it to comes back, whether it is to give you their credit card because they now trust you with their money, whether it is to come back to your church on a Sunday morning, whether it is to come back to your gym on a Monday morning when it's cold outside and it's 6 o'clock in the morning and no one's working out because it's just miserable, whether it's the coffee club, the book club, whatever it is, it's a customer experience and you've got to be deliberate about how you deliver it. The last one I want to talk to today is that customer experience is all about technology. Now, this myth came about when Amazon created this amazing experience, click, click, ding dong. I mean, I love it because you do really click, click, pay, and then at some point in the very near future, ding dong, someone's at the door, they are delivering your product that you have purchased. Now, that works for companies that are product-based, and it works for organizations that makes the promise, click, click, ding dong. That does not mean that every single business has to employ technology in order to deliver a good experience. So if you've been with us at the Business with Altitude Summit, you will know that we are advocates of using technology to enhance the experience, but it's not about the experience. Now, if you are a mom and baby group and you are trying to improve your experience, the way people sign up might be on an app that could absolutely improve the experience. But when it comes down to it, the experience that you want to deliver is connectivity between fellow moms, connectivity with little kids, connectivity between the kid and the mom. So those things don't require technology. Those things require relationship. They require time. Maybe it's a cup of tea. Maybe it's a cup of coffee. Maybe it's a good chat. You don't need technology to do those things. And the same is true for your business. Depending on your business, you may need to use technology to work smarter. You may need to use technology to improve your processes. But that does not mean that technology is the only way that you are going to create an experience, because people don't want to talk to chatbots. People don't want to necessarily be in a self-serve. Yes, there are customers who want self-serve and they want to be able to do their own thing, but most people actually want a human being. They want to speak to someone. They want to feel heard. They want to feel taken care of. Note that I'm saying feel, because customer experience is about a feeling. It's not about a process necessarily. So before I hop off today, let's quickly just recap of the top customer experience myths and why it's not true. First, customer experience is just customer service. That is absolutely not true. And it's not just about a smile on your face. It's about the end-to-end experience that a customer has with your business or your brand. The second one is that customer experience. With customer experience, you can't please everyone. Absolute nonsense. You should be focusing on meeting the needs or helping them achieve a goal or solving a problem. That's what customer experience is about. And you should be looking at doing that for most of the people. Otherwise, actually, really, why are you here? The third reason that people think customer experience shouldn't be done is because it's too expensive. And we've just talked about the Ritz-Carlton, how that, yes, that is expensive, but that's a premium product. And you can still make customer experience into your business. If you have a small bakery, it's the smell when they walk into your bakery. It's the bell that rings when the door opens. It's the friendly staff member that says, "Good morning. Would you like some buns?" That's customer experience, and it costs you nothing. The fourth myth is that customer experience is only important for big corporate organizations and financial services. And that's 100% not true. I work with accountants, consultants, coaches, churches, big businesses, insurance companies, retail businesses, food and beverage industry. Customer experience is for anyone, including you who run a book club. If you're running a book club and you want people to join your book club, then customer experience is for you too. Even though you don't charge them for it, you want them to join your club. And the final myth that we are discussing today is that customer experience is all about technology. And while there is a place for technology, there is a place for using AI, there is a place for using processes to support the experience, it is not about the technology. It's about how people feel. So, what are the things that you can do today to create a positive experience? First, always listen to your customers. The best way to improve your experience is to ask your customers what they think. If they are giving you unsolicited feedback, don't just chuck it. Listen to what they are saying. You won't use everything they say. You won't improve every single thing that they are griping about, but there will be enough information for you to draw insight so that you can go and fix the biggest things. The Pareto rule, the things that cause 80% of the issues is normally from 20% of the problems. Go and fix those 20% problems and you will have an 80% yield on that. So make sure that you listen to your customers and to tell them that you've heard them, that you are grateful for their feedback, and that you're actually doing something with it. Because otherwise, next time you ask, they will not do something. The next thing you could do is be proactive. Like big bugbear for me. Proactively manage expectations. I have said it probably 1,000,001 times, and I will probably keep saying it another 1,000,001 times. Never let your customer phone you to find out where is their order, where is their product, where is the thing that you've promised them. Make sure that if you've committed to deliver it by Friday, if you cannot deliver by Friday, that you phone them on Thursday and say, hey, Odette, I cannot deliver this thing on Friday. You will have it at X date. I'm very sorry for the inconvenience that I've caused you. Make sure that you manage the expectation proactively. I promise you, you will have less phone calls, less people complaining because you're managing expectations without them having to phone you. And they don't feel like a number because they feel like you care. The next one, be personal. Don't speak to nobody. Speak to your customer. Be human. Customer experience is about being human. Be consistent. I cannot say this enough. If you were in the if you were in the Business with Altitude Summit, or if you're in my space, you're in my sphere, you'll know the 3 things I harp on about most of the time: clarity, accountability, and consistency. Those 3 things are the cornerstones of your business, of your organization, of your world. If you are clear, you hold yourself and your people accountable, and you are consistent, then there is no reason why people will not buy from you. And then, of course, be responsive. If there is something that needs to be fixed, you need to fix it. I spoke to an insurer recently who was sharing about sometimes there are life and death situations that are actually life and death. Now, the breakdown of a process may not be life and death, but there are instances where someone's life is in the balance. And in those times, you have to make sure that you actually treat it like it's life and death, that you treat it with the appropriate level of seriousness. And there are times when you have to just say, look, this is actually not that important right now. We don't need to fix it, or we don't need to address it. So the very last thing that you can do today in your business is just be helpful. So our business, my business, and everyone that I work with and everyone that I partner with, I have the ethos and the philosophy of generosity. When we are generous, when we show the world that there is more than enough, more comes to you. That's how it works. So go the extra mile. Pick up the phone one more time. Help your customer. Go beyond what they've paid for. Go beyond what they've asked for. When you surprise and delight, you quickly resolve issues. You replace, you refund. Yes, there are people who are going to take advantage of that, but most people will appreciate it and will remember it in a positive way and will help you grow your business. If you've got a scarcity mindset, your life flows in the direction. Craig Rochelle said this. Your life flows in the direction of your most dominant thought. If your most dominant thought is that there is not enough in the world, that you cannot afford to be good to people, then that is the life that you will experience. But the moment you flip it over and you say that there is more than enough in the world, there is more than enough, I can be generous, and you are generous, then that comes back to you. What you are is what you attract. That's how it works. So I hope that you enjoyed today's segment on common myths, debunking customer experience myths, and unveiling the truth. If you have any thoughts or any questions, I'd love to hear from you. Drop your comments in the comment section or in the chat box, wherever you are, in whichever platform you're listening on. If you are not currently following us, then head on over to all the links in the notes. I'd love to hear from you. Join our free community of like-minded people who are ready to take their business and their lives to new heights. Until next time, thank you so much for joining me.